Forgot how bad the camera is on this laptop. I feel very grainy. Yours is like crystal clear.
All right, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another awesome edition of Racers News Network Live. Joined by the man right here, the house repairer extraordinaire.
It's always something.
It's not one thing; it's your mother, right?
Yeah, you're not kidding.
So, one thing I want to hit on before we kick off with our guest tonight, Wayne Delmonte,
Yep.
is we all know how cool it is when you guys win a Wally,
Mm-hmm.
right? Some events are better than others. Obviously, you take like the U.S. Nationals, the granddaddy of
Sure.
everything,
Gainesville.
the creme de la
Uh,
creme. You're
yep.
even just happy to compete at an
Yep.
event like that. But I have to give a huge, huge shout out to my wife's best friend, Joanne Forrest, who ran yesterday and finished. She didn't win,
Yeah.
not by any stretch of the
She's
imagination.
a
She
winner in our book.
to, but he ran the entire 26.2 miles of the Boston Marathon. How freaking amazing is that?
You know, uh, listen, I know obviously there's a lot of people that run marathons. Um, Whenever someone does something that I can't even come close to, I'm very impressed by it, very envious. I mean, Chris, I don't think right now, if someone told me my house was on fire, I think I would have a tough time running to get out of it.
Well, I was going to say, it's like I couldn't run 26 feet.
Right? Look at this friggin' guy.
Hello,
Good
everybody.
God. So yeah, kudos to her. Very impressive. I mean, I couldn't even think of doing what she did. So congrats to her.
What the hell is that?
Hold on, I'm not up in line yet. I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God. What did your wife and your kids do to you?
So someone's got a filter on you.
I'm feeling a little under the weather, so I might have to reboot here. So bear with me for a second.
You got it. You got
I
it.
got no video, so let me zoom out and zoom in.
All good.
Okay.
Oh,
So
shit.
yeah, how long has she been a runner for, Chris?
She has been a runner since high school, junior high school, actually.
Nice.
But she ran the Chicago Marathon.
Yep.
I don't remember if it was last year, or the year before. Um, but she wanted to run Boston because obviously being
Sure.
a New Englander,
Yep.
you know, the mother of all marathons essentially.
Now
And
you might not know this, but um, could anyone just sign up for the Boston Marathon, or do you have to qualify? How does that work? How many?
you have to
How many? Wayne,
qualify.
how many grade points do you need to run the Boston Marathon?
I'm not a runner. I'm a, all right, I kind of lost my thing, so I'm gonna have to just wing it here. I don't know why my camera went off on my computer here.
Do you see what you look like by any chance?
Oh yeah, there
Okay.
we go. All right.
So yeah, Chris, do you know? Do you have to qualify for it, or could
You
you just?
do. You have to run like you either have to run like a major marathon or
Right.
so many close to major marathons.
Sure.
Um, I honestly don't really know how the whole deal works.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, anyways, tell her we all said congrats. Very impressive.
Absolutely well.
Speaking of very impressive, Wayne Delmonte or,
Hello.
or Mitchell Delmonte, however you want to look at it.
Is that how it came up? Yeah, who knows?
It's
Kid.
all good. We know who you are.
Yeah.
How you doing,
So
buddy?
you got rid of the Lone Ranger deal now. Okay, you fixed
Yeah, I
it.
just didn't want everybody to know I was on right away, but
Yeah.
it's okay. It's out. Danny Bell probably had to go pee his pants somewhere, so we're all good.
How are you, buddy?
Good, good. Fighting a little bit of a cold, but I'm here.
Well, it's good. You get it out of the way now, and then you're good for the rest of the season.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So, what's news with you?
So I don't even know where to begin. I mean, it's been quite the off season.
First things first, how's the family?
Everything is good.
Everyone's good, excellent.
Yep.
And the day job, how's that going?
Work is work.
Good? Keeping
Yep.
busy?
It's busy. It's busy.
Excellent.
Between shuffling the shop and doing the racetrack stuff.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So, but I'm ready to gear up for it and get
If you
moving
don't
here.
mind me asking you, Wayne, how old are you?
I'll be 58 in May.
Okay, well, you wear 58 better than I wear 52.
Yeah.
I would have thought you were the same age as me or a little younger.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna be 58 in May. So,
Excellent, excellent. Good stuff.
yep.
All right, where do you want to start, my man?
All right, I think I got to start. I mean, obviously, uh, where we're at is due to a lot of sponsors. It's a little
Yes.
bit of a list, but I'm probably going to forget somebody, but I definitely need to call it the sponsor Lebanon Valley. We are very fortunate to have a very good group of sponsors. I'm going to go through this real quickly.
Go right ahead, take your time.
So we got Porter Tree Timing Systems, Allen Alley, always there backing me up, and we're always trying new things and trying to better anything we can. A shout out to them for all their help. RacingJunk.com, Hillary Hot Rods, Thruway Beverage, New England Gear Polishing, Affordable CDL Training School. I got some big news about them if you guys haven't already heard. Satch Golf Cart Sales, uh, Tom Boucher Racing Engines, NBT Bank, Total Induction Tuning Systems, Cotton Performance, Brookside Equipment, KB Performance, PMR Performance, J&L Performance and Fabrication, Carolina Signworks, I'm sorry about that, Dino. Uh, Woodlife Marketplace, Lorenz United, our Wednesday night sponsor, Innovative Performance, Sawmill Auto, VP Racing Fuels, Orient Express, M2 Shocks, Schnitz Racing, MPS, Firematic for all our safety gear. Thanks to Pete and Mike on that. Camping World is back with us this year. County Waste and Recycling, Napa Auto Parts, uh, Stanford Lawn Equipment, and Automotive Enhancement. And probably one of our biggest sponsors at the track, John Fink. Whatever I need at any point, I just call John and he says, whatever you need, you got it.
Very cool.
So want to thank to all our sponsors, Summit too. Uh, Very important with sponsors to keep any facility going.
Yep,
No matter how big of a sponsor or small, they all have some value to them. And
sure.
really need to be thankful for our sponsors.
Yep. You know,
Uh,
it's funny because I remember, like, do you have any idea what like your longest running sponsors are? Because you rattle off some of those names like PMR,
yeah,
Phil
PMR's
Mosky
been there for a long
for
time.
a long time.
Brookside's been there for a very long time. Phil
Yep,
Molsky, PMR Performance,
right.
uh, Thruway Beverage. Uh, yeah, I mean, Innovative Performance been there forever. Uh,
Bouchard's racing it. Did I say
Tommy
it?
Boucher, I think he just celebrated
Boucher?
like I don't know if it was his 40th year anniversary like 2 years ago in business or something like that, but Tommy's always been there since the beginning. And he's the first check I get every year for
Is
sponsorship.
it really?
It's like I don't even have to mail him a contract. The check's in the mail.
Yep.
It's just an awesome guy to deal with. Uh,
Awesome.
so yeah, and then I think the next thing I got to think, I mean, I do what people say as well as I do, but I do it with a solid group of people backing me.
Yep.
All the employees at LVD, they all play a role. Yes, even Mud Flap has a value. I'm not quite sure what the value is yet, but everybody's got a value there. So without the employees backing me up, working day out, I mean, we pulled in some great new employees last year. BJ
Yep.
Mathiello was awesome. He learned a lot. He's really helped us out. Derek Logan just really stepped up his game, and we kind of changed the whole tune-up of the track to make it a better thing.
Yep.
Thanks to obviously Brandon Mass from Mass Traction. I mean, we learned a lot from that guy in the 3 days he was there.
That's awesome.
I haven't learned that much in 10 years that I learned in 3 years with Brandon. What a huge uh, asset he was to come to the track and get us kind of going in the right direction.
How did you, Wayne? How did you find out about mass traction?
Uh, just on the internet. We were looking for equipment, and he helped me out I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 years ago with a sprayer
Yep.
when some other companies kind of promised me stuff and didn't come through. Brandon came through for me in a pinch, and he always has.
You know, we
If I
had
go
him on the show a couple of times, and I never knew there were people that went out and did what he does. I didn't think there was a calling for it.
yeah, I think it
He
might have
came
started
on
with
the
with
show,
the
told us all
Traction
about the
Brothers.
program and what he does, and
Yep.
it's very impressive. I never even knew it existed.
Yeah. No, there's like 3 or 4 different groups out there that's all they do is track kind of prep and get tracks going in the right direction.
Right,
Uh,
very cool.
and Brandon, he's the heck of a nice guy.
Yep.
You know, him, his wife, their dog, just
Yeah, they're on board
people.
again for us for the what is it, the guessing game, right? Yeah.
Cool.
So
Cool.
he's on board with us again, and yeah, just super nice people and very knowledgeable, and it's cool to, I mean, from the outside looking in, who doesn't do anything with the track, it's
Yeah.
cool to listen to what they do. I would imagine from your standpoint in learning, it's got to be like Warren Johnson coming to my shop and helping me set up my car. You know, it's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, you're never too old to learn a new trick, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's in the way products evolve these days and equipment comes out there, there's always something newer and better tomorrow, you know?
Tomorrow. Yeah, right.
And you want to stay ahead of it if you can, the best you can,
Yep.
and we are lucky that, we have the financial capabilities with Howard backing every move I make.
Right.
And it's I get what I want when I want it, you know.
Yep.
It may sound cocky or whatever, but
No, I mean, it's
Howard has
factual.
trust in me, and I can prove what I need to him at any point, and I get it.
Right.
And he comes back and goes, "Wow, that was a good choice." And yeah, have I
As long,
made some bad choices? Yeah, I'm 1 or 2, but
yeah.
you know,
As long as you stay quarter mile, he'll give you whatever you want, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a diehard quarter mile guy. I mean,
Yep.
is 8th mile in the future? Probably.
Yeah.
Uh, but not ready. We do have some great programs come this year that will entice the 8th mile people. So,
Right.
but I mean, all this is thanks to Howard, who still keeps it going.
Right.
He just turned 80 last year.
Wow.
He's still with us. I still don't allow him to get involved in the daily drag racing uh, management choices, and
Yep.
that works out just perfect for me and him. Uh, thanks to Sue does a lot of work behind the scenes and people don't recognize that. There's a
Oh,
lot of paperwork that's got to get done
yep.
every day, every time, every year. And it's everything that you don't see that really kind of matters more than anything,
Sure.
you know. We had a great spring cleanup. A lot of people came out. Of course, it rained for the 7th Saturday in a row. We got a lot done. Uh, a lot of people came out, really got a lot done in a short period of time. Thankful
Right.
everybody that came out, much appreciated. So we also have, if anybody hasn't been paying much attention, I've taken over the novelty trailer this year. Howard's wife, Liz, after so many years, decided that she was going to retire from it.
Yep.
So we have moved the novelty into the first floor tower. So there is a full store of novelty products to buy. Novelty is open every time we are racing and someone is in the office. So buy those hats, buy those t-shirts.
Yep.
So
And that's going to take the place of the trailer that was next to the food.
no. It is in the first floor tower office.
No, but I'm saying previous to when you moved it into the office, is that
Correct.
the
Yes.
trailer
Yeah.
we're
The
talking
trailer's
about?
still there, but we will not be using it anymore.
Excellent.
Everything
Okay.
will be inside, and you can buy a t-shirt from when we open the door at 8 o'clock in the morning till
Yep.
30 minutes after last round, and people come get their cash.
Right. Get
So
their cash. That's another thing.
that's a
Someplace.
good, and people, I hate to say how many people don't pick up their money. What other track is paying cash these days? I
Right.
mean, I could send it up to the main office and you may get a check in 6 months,
Yeah. Right.
with your name maybe spelled correctly, but
Yeah.
cash is king. And that's why we really push that 30 minutes. I mean, the last thing Sue wants to be there is, and it happens, you get done racing at 7, 10 o'clock, someone's banging on the door. Yeah, I decided to load up and go get a burger before I came to get my money.
Yeah.
Who does that? Really? Who does that?
You can pick that up next week.
Yeah. So, also there was a major remodel in the clubhouse this past over the winter. They did a very nice job. the clubhouse will be open on Friday nights this year
So
for,
that wasn't in the past?
no, the clubhouse was only open on Saturday nights in the past for a long time.
Okay,
But this year it'll be open on Friday and Saturdays.
nice,
There's a new cook in the kitchen. He's the same guy that did the banquets,
nice.
and the bar will be open. So take advantage of that, please. Uh,
Could
if
you,
it does good business, it'll stay open. If it doesn't,
could you put in a good word for me and get some beer in a bottle?
sure,
I'm,
whatever you want, Pete.
I'm a beer wuss. I like my beer in a glass.
All right. We'll leave it at there. We won't talk about the beer in the can, okay? All right. No pun intended.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean the clubhouse will be open, so stop by and check that out on Friday nights.
excellent.
Some new equipment this year. We have purchased a second tenant machine. We operated this weekend. That'll help speed up the cleanup process even a little bit more. We are now working on a second zero turns track scraper to get more scraping done and quicker. If
Right,
anybody ever came out and watched us on the night after we're done racing, I mean, it's 3 hours just to scrape and start re-prepping the track. It's a lot of work, and there's a lot of hours that are put in after racing goes on. And hopefully with these two pieces of equipment, we'll be able to cut that time down, maybe a little bit in half, I hope. Uh,
excellent.
so we can enjoy the Friday night festivities or Saturday night festivities ourselves.
I like it.
Some little changes to some programs. As far as the biggest thing, I think is going to be the bracket finals this year. The rosters have been boosted up to 50 team members. Uh, Payouts have been restructured to work in the benefit of the racers. That payout will be announced very soon. We've been working with Division One Director Mark and Steve and a couple of key track managers who participate in the monthly Zoom meetings. We come out with a new program for the bracket finals to make it a little bit better, and
Excellent.
hopefully get more. You know, we definitely lost Team Canada. They're their own division this year, their own bracket finals,
Yep.
and Cecil County has dropped out of the bracket final program.
Oh, wow.
So the only way to make up that difference without getting into alternates and that, we decided to raise up the members per team. So I think that's going to work better. It's going to be a plus for us in some of the bigger tracks. It might affect the smaller tracks a little bit, but I mean they knew what they were there to vote on it, and we talked about it, and that's the best program
Sure.
we thought to come up with.
Where are the bracket finals this year?
Numidia. Oh, is it Numidia or is it Maple Grove? I think I can't remember now how you say that. I
It's not, it's not Lebanon Valley. That's all we know.
Yeah, I think it's Numidia. I know they were going back and forth where they were going to have it because it was flip flopping with some events going on. Maple Grove got some events that they want to move, and
Right.
but I think I'm pretty sure it got ended up at Numidia. We got another final meeting coming up to finalize everything. I have 12 Summit ET points races this year with a sponsor in each race. Those will be quarter mile. Uh, we also have 7 Portatree 8 mile gamblers races this year. Those Portatree Gamblers Point Series will be 8 mile, and the entrance fee is going up to $50 entrance fee to increase the payout for the 8 mile gamblers on Saturday. Hopefully that'll get some more people in there. Uh, we are starting, thanks to Derek Logan for really pushing for the top sportsman, top dragster point series this year. It is a
Uh,
point series. There is
Chris,
championship money.
Chris has a question real quick. What do you got, bud?
Yep,
Steve just piped in. It is at New Media
it
this
is.
year.
Thanks, Steve.
Yep.
Thanks,
Yep.
Steve.
Uh, Affordable CDL Training School has stepped up as a major sponsor in that for the end of the year payout. So that will have points and end of year payout, and we will crown our first top dragster, top sportsman champion in our first season.
Very cool.
Thanks for Derek for working hard on that program to get it together. Uh, I think it'll go off very well with the racers we have, and with the payouts and the points, maybe we'll be able to pull some other race from other tracks into doing that. Some of our clubs that I want to throw a mention out there. No Drama. What a great group of people they are. I don't know why they call it No Drama. It must be something
So
with
I,
it
I
with
gotta
the.
I gotta ask you because I've asked a couple people and couldn't really get a clear answer. What are the requirements to race no drama? Do you know?
Door car.
Your car. But like I can't race my car in no drama, can I?
It's a non-electronics class.
Non-electronics. All right. But do they allow like chassis cars and stuff like that, or does it have to be like steel
I
cars
don't,
and glass and stuff?
I got to be honest with you, and shame on me for not really knowing. I don't really know what their rules are. They kind of handle. They come
Their
in the
own.
lanes and that's it, and they
Right.
do their own ladders. They don't bug me for anything. It's a
Nice.
great group of guys.
Nice.
Uh, and they get a good car count from when it was another group.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
they usually run no drama when they run Super Street, so I see them quite a
yeah,
bit.
we
And
run
yeah,
no
they look like
drama.
they're having a blast. I just always wondered, like, A, why is it no drama? And B, what are the rules? I was just curious.
Well, I kind of know it was kind of because the guy that was running it before had a lot of drama in his life and brought drama
Oh,
to the track. So when they took it over, they call it no drama.
they just
But
kept
they
it
race
going.
it pretty much every other weekend. I think there's I don't even know. I want to say 18 races this year for them or something like that.
And they have a point series and all
They have
that.
their own point series and everything. Yep, absolutely.
Nice.
So then obviously we got, Northeast Super Street. I mean, they're all good.
Yep.
There's no bad apples there.
No,
Um,
no. Well, there might be a red one that shows up every once in a
yeah,
while, but
and their ladder girl's pretty cute too. So
what do you got, Chris?
Stu said there is a list of rules on the no drama website.
yeah, they
Okay,
have some rules. They're not really that picky. I mean,
I'll go check that out. Just a
yep,
curiosity thing. I was just wondering.
yep. We got Supercar Shootout coming back with Ralph. Bike in the Valley. Uh, Another strong program for the motorcycles in Lebanon Valley.
And you've had that for a very long time, right? Back Bikes in the Valley?
Yeah, I mean, God, I'm gonna say we've had that for about 20 years now.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
Zeke
I
started it.
remember I remember a couple of times, of course, internet, I'm gonna date myself. Internet wasn't as readily available as it is now, but I remember like me and my dad loaded up to go to the track and we pull in, it's like, ah shit. It's motorcycle weekend. You gotta turn around.
What did they say
But
about
yeah, I
those
remember
Vegas?
that for a long time you've had it.
Yep. We got Northeast Pro Stock 800 Sled Series coming in. I believe they're doing 4 races with us this year. East Coast Gassers is back for a couple races. Central Mass Drag Racers, and you got the All Star Racing Association Stock Super Stock. Uh, Another great group of guys. Not much complaining going on there.
Yep.
Uh, they come, they do what they got to do, they leave.
Nice.
It's a good group of guys to be working with. Uh, Pretty much a lot of same races coming up this year. I mean, once you kind of figure out your niche and your schedule, you stay with it. We
Yeah.
have a Samson no prep race in May. Hopefully this one goes off good. We've tried it in the past and was kind of a little unsuccessful. This guy has done these races and hopefully that'll go off pretty good.
Is
We have,
that because of car count or weather or all the
uh,
above?
I think it might have been promoter.
Okay.
You got to have the right promoter for any event, you
Sure.
know, uh, and he's got to be liked. You
Yep.
can't have that promoter who's out for themselves, who wants to line their pockets and
Right.
change the rules for their buddies. You got to be an all-around person
Yep.
to make a program work. So hopefully this guy works out.
Now,
Um,
what do you guys do for no prep? I mean, is it strictly like get the scraper out, scrape it, and call it a day?
yep,
That's
yep.
it.
We'll just scrape the top coat of rubber off, and that's it. We won't touch it.
And does it come around after a couple of rounds? It does.
Absolutely. Yep.
Interesting.
You can't. I mean, when you start spinning tires, rubber goes on the track.
Yeah, right. It's unavoidable. Right? Yeah.
So yeah, so we have our Spring Muscle Mania and Spring Funny Car Classic coming up again this year, as we've done the past couple of years. Uh, Night of Fire in June, that will be a tribute to the late Al Hanna.
Oh,
Uh,
very cool.
that'll be good. Rich is bringing his car out and will be racing his car. He's
Nice.
going to be grudge matching Wayne Hoffman.
Oh, Wayne.
Yeah, so here's a little interest in grudge match going on there. So just
Excellent.
something to shake it up. two little different style cars, but
Yep.
it'll be fun to watch them too.
I've seen that before, and it's always cool to see how the alcohol car gets way out on the jet car
Yeah.
in the first 300 or 400 feet, and then watch the jet car come on. It's really
Yeah, we
cool to
did that
watch.
with Jackie and Ernie Bogue like 3 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
she left on him and he went by her like a rocket.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It was fun. It was fun.
Literally like a rocket, right?
Yep, yep. We're back with the NHRA Division One Regional in July.
4th of July weekend.
4th of July weekend again. Yep. So that's always a good weekend.
And that's fireworks show and all the usual
There'll
suspects,
be
right?
fireworks that Saturday night
Yep.
following the Speedway event.
Gotcha.
Yep. We have our import face off, which is a great show for the import racers.
Yep.
Those a lot of people kind of frown upon them, but you know what? They're racers just like us. And some of those cars are phenomenal. I mean,
Unbelievably impressive. Yeah.
when you get a top-notch race car that is a Toyota Corolla or whatever you want to, or Supra or whatever,
Yep.
and you put it up against a top sportsman car as far as quality and everything, there's
Right.
no different. I mean,
Right.
I think the only difference is they might have to work a little harder
Yep.
because the parts aren't available like they are for,
They're not building a big block Chevy, right?
you know what I mean? So you got to give it out to those guys. I mean, to go in a 84-inch wheelbase car and dip
Exactly.
into sevens or high sixes, you're
Right. Right.
not. I mean, I've done some
Yeah. I
stupid
mean,
shit in my life, and that isn't going to be one of them. I can tell you that.
there's
Well,
been
it's like
times
last
where
year
I've
at
had-
the Night of Fire, um, the two Evos that were there.
Yep.
Oh my God, the one that either he just nipped 200 or he was just under 200 miles
Yep.
an
Both
hour.
those, that Evo's been like, I think 204 at Lebanon Valley.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, an all-wheel drive car. And I mean, he drives that whole left. If you're going left lane, he's using all 60 feet of that left lane. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah. I mean, I think about, like, there were times when I had a bigger motor in my car than I do now. And that's 98-inch wheelbase. And I think about driving that, and that's nothing compared to what those maniacs do.
correct. Yep.
It's pretty impressive.
Yep. We got our Mopar in the Valley as we do every year. That's a great show for us also. No Time, No Rules. Scott and Ralph
Yep.
already have, if you ever listen to their, I think they're usually on Wednesday nights, aren't they? They're going at it every week, you know, live and promoting their event. And
Yep.
you know, hopefully every year it grows a little bigger and better, stronger, more attendance, and it becomes a better event.
And they're going to do a bracket style class this year also, right?
Correct. Yep. 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 We're gonna throw that in just to fill some space up and just get a little more cars going down the track. No one likes when it's quiet.
Let me be able to race for once instead of just working the top of the lanes.
I don't know. You got a very big, you know, you're that behind the scene guy. If you're not behind those lanes, we're in trouble. You know, when you're calling that chip call, and you're missing that one guy who's out trying to get a cheeseburger in the concession line. It's like,
Yeah,
what
right,
the-
right.
Yeah. Yep. The Duzen 10K to win again this year. Vince and Mrs. Butterworth, Gary. Uh,
And that's
awesome
an
to
eighth
work
mile
with.
race.
That's 8th Mile, correct? Yep. Yep. I mean, those two guys work their butts off. I think Gary might work a little harder than Vince that day. No, I'm pretty sure that weekend
Yeah,
Gary put
that
more
might
time
be the
than Vince.
case.
Yeah, without a doubt. Sorry, Vince, but the truth hurts. We got our Dover Drags. It was a great nostalgia event. Dino promotes that race 24/7 all year long. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah.
that event is just crazy. Uh, and obviously the new big event this year, Funny Car Chaos at Lebanon Valley. Who would have ever thought you'd see a huge funny car show like that?
It's awesome.
Uh, I know there was some ramblings on the internet from somebody who really has nothing to do with the event saying, you know, pre-registration's low, or if they don't have more by the end of the month, they're going to cancel. No, no.
Not happening.
So I was speaking with Chris Graves, who runs Funny Car Chaos yesterday,
Mhm.
actually. Right now there are
Maybe
19
volume down in the
pre-registered,
background.
and that event doesn't even start isn't until September. I mean, come on.
Right.
19 cars pre-register 6 months ahead of time. How many
Yeah,
races pre-register for Pete already?
that's pretty damn good.
So
Yeah,
it'll be a great event, and we're going to run top sportsman, top dragster there, and we're going to run two gambler bracket classes too. So
nice.
that's a new event for this year, and that should be pretty cool.
Dynamite.
So as far as the track improvements this year itself, we did some repairs. We had some spalding on the concrete. We ground out some areas. Some areas we had to saw cut and jackhammer out.
Yep.
We poured epoxy in them, and we're just about set to go. We got a little more grinding we're going to get done this week.
Nice.
But we'll be ready for Friday's first track rental of the year.
Excellent.
And we got drifting on Friday night. Just a reminder, anybody who's coming in, we are open for business. Drifting is happening on Friday night. It is an entrance fee to come in, or you wait until after the gates are closed.
Yep.
Just because you're a drag racer does not give you the privilege to come in during another event and bypass other people who are paying to be there.
Sure.
So keep that in mind. You know,
And what does it cost to come in? Let's say I roll in Friday night,
$15.
$10.
Or if you come after once drifting gate usually closes around 7.
Yep.
Once that gate closes, it's an open gate.
Well, I
But if
can't
you,
lie. I look forward to coming up there and watching
but if
those
you want to
things.
come in at 5 o'clock, I'm sorry. But the guy ahead of you is coming in paying $15, you're paying the $15
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
You
and
know,
I don't mind because I enjoy watching them. Those guys are freaking nuts.
it becomes an argument every year. Oh, I'm just coming to go park for the night or go sleep. Or you know what?
Well, come in at 7.
It is a business. You
Right,
know, I
right,
mean, we leave those gates pretty much open 24/7. I don't think many tracks leave their front gates open all week long.
right.
If it gets to the point where we have to start locking the gates, it's going to happen.
Sure.
So you need to be respectful and know how good you really do have it
Yep.
before you lose that privilege. So,
Yeah, no, I don't have an issue for $15 to be able to
yep,
watch that and get in and get settled while it's still light out. Yeah, I got
right.
no problem with that at
Or you
all.
just wait till after 7 o'clock.
Right.
It's easy as that. So,
What do
Hey,
you got?
Wayne,
yes, sir.
I have somebody on the phone that wants to talk to you.
Any guesses? We'll give you one guess before we put them on.
Is it Danny Bell?
No.
Complex. Is that true?
Can you hear him?
No.
Well,
Hold on a second. Might have been a gap on my end.
Probably.
Probably. Hold on, Dino.
Oh, Dino. Oh
Well,
my
now you
God.
know who it is.
He's probably
All right,
mad
let's
because I didn't
try
pick up my
that.
phone. You must be at your shop working still.
Can
Mark,
you hear him?
No.
Now, I don't know what's going on, Dino. It's not working.
Still, I'm
All
sure
right, buddy.
Dino has Wayne's number. Tell him to give him a call.
Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Onward.
Okay.
Pitch, any paving, anything going on as far as that goes? You guys did quite a bit last year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
We put a lot of new roads in last year, and we're gonna have to, when putting roads in is very expensive.
I can only imagine.
So last year was kind of like the beginning of a work in progress. You got to get the base down first. You got to get that packed in. It's going to take a year or two to get that in.
Yep.
Eventually, we will be paving those packed areas that we put in. Uh, we had some hope to do a lot more work to the pits this year,
Yep.
but unfortunately, the weather was not cooperative enough. It's just been soaking wet, and everybody claimed their spot, and I wasn't about to go rip out 100 stakes in the back.
Yeah, right. Right.
Yep. So I mean, it's just been nonstop rain up there. Like I said, this Saturday was like the 7th Saturday in a row it's rained up there.
Hopefully it gets all out of its system so when it comes time to race, that shit's over.
Yep. So we didn't do anything really to the pits besides blow them off, clean them, pick up the garbage.
Yep.
Uh, Speaking of garbage, so people sometimes take advantage. of where we're at and what we do.
Yep.
Some of the big things that need to change this year is leaving tires around. If you go to a garage and gotta get rid of tires, everybody knows what it costs.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you think's absorbing that cost at
Right.
Lebanon Valley? The other big problem is waste oil. So the waste oil by the fuel depot has been eliminated. It is now
Really?
over by the blue garage, and there's containers. The bigger totes are there. We ask that people put clean waste oil in one, antifreeze in another. If we can't recycle it and we have to pay to get rid of it, the racers will be taking oil home with them.
Right.
And there's nothing worse than seeing someone pull up in their pickup truck right off the street, racers, and bringing gallons of oil and dumping them on the ground. We're not a dumping facility for
Right.
your waste oil, tires, or whatever it may be. So keep that in mind as you're coming up the track. All the oil needs to go in the proper recycling units. And obviously, we do want 16-inch slicks. Those are good. We can leave them. Okay.
Yeah. Leave all those you got, right?
But you'd be surprised. I mean, just on a regular day, regular car tires. You know they weren't on any car.
Yeah, right.
Somebody just brought them from home because they didn't want to pay to get rid of them. Now it becomes our cost.
Right.
Our cost needs to get pushed off on the racer.
Yep.
We had no increases of racing prices for tech, for tech cards. We did not raise spectator fees. I can tell you, our insurance did go up this year. We're absorbing that cost, not the racer.
Yep.
Another
Got
change
for
this
sponsors,
year.
right?
Yep. Another change this year is we're going to be running off the generator on night events for the track lighting. The average electricity bill last year started at 8,500 per month and went as high as 12,000 some months.
Wow.
You think you got a high bill at home? Get that bill of 8,500 to 12,000 every month. So we're going to be
Much,
operating off the generator at night, so we will have to be shut down at some point
right.
to switch over from the street power to the generator power.
Do they charge more at night, or you're just trying to not turn on the big lights because that's where the cost
So
is
the problem is if you look at your electricity bill, there's that
on peak?
power demand surcharge you get,
Right.
in Lebanon Valley, when you turn those lights, it's a big power demand. The
Gotcha.
power demand at Lebanon Valley, when we use those lights per month, starts at $4,500.
Wow.
And once you turn on those lights and say next month you don't use them, they don't waive that fee. You're locked into it
Right.
until I think it's 3 months of not using a power demand. It'll come off your bill,
Wow.
which
So
never
even
happens.
when you guys shut down at the end of the year, you're still paying for it through the first of the year.
So we just got this rectified last month. So November, December, January, February, March,
Oh my God.
our electricity bill was just under 5,000.
And you
we
don't
didn't
have anybody there.
and we didn't bring in a penny.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, nobody was home, so
yep.
That's
And we
insane.
don't
now
really,
will
ahead.
you be running the entire facility off the generator, or is that just for the lights? My
No,
own curiosity.
you would have to cut off the power right from the pole, the way the switch works, and the whole
Okay,
facility gets lit up by the generator.
okay.
Yep.
Well, how big of a generator does it take to run that whole place?
Bigger than a Vega.
Yeah. I believe that.
So that generator's right in that red building over by the blue garage. I mean, you'll see it and hear it when we fire this sucker up, let me tell you.
Right.
Big old cat army generator of some sort.
Good Lord.
Howard says he can run both tracks at the same time with it if he wanted to, which
Can
that's
he really?
never. I'm going to tell you that is not going to happen.
Wow, that's pretty wild. Now, does he do they do the same thing with the circle track? Or does that just bring in more money so he just eats it?
More money? Where?
The circle track doesn't bring in more money on a Saturday night? Come on. Listen,
No
in all,
comment. No comment. No comment.
in all fairness, the circle track was always rumored to have been supporting the drag strip. But I'm talking 10, 15, 20 years ago.
It was the mother track, yes.
Right, right.
Yep.
Things have
Well,
changed.
uh,
Nice.
yeah.
Circle
Nice.
track in general has changed.
Yeah, just I mean, it's you don't see, it's tough, especially when you start running these events on TV, and you can sit home and get it on a Saturday night for I don't know what it's 19.95 or
Yeah,
whatever,
right,
and
right,
you can have 10 buddies over and sit in your easy recliner chair and watch the races,
right.
and you can see the whole race
Yep.
because it's on the screen, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
right. You're not just watching turn 3. You're seeing
right.
everything. Right. Yep.
So, I don't know. I think every sport's taking a hit. I mean, look at the spectators on a Sunday at the Dragway.
Right.
It's not a spectator sport.
But the good thing about that, and it's not really a good thing, but it's always been like that. So
Correct.
it's not like, oh my God, you used to pack the house and now you took a hit. It's
Yeah,
just
not
you
not on
can
a
never
test and
really
clean day.
depend on spectator money on Sundays because it was always just kind of blah.
Nope, you're exactly right. So, I mean, it's tough. I mean, the economy's not. It's okay, but it's not what it used to be.
Sure.
Uh, you know, the cost of gas, the cost of food,
Yep.
everything. So it does affect people.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, without a doubt.
Sometimes you got to make a choice. Do you want a roof over your head and a meal, or you want to go to the track?
Right.
And there are some racers that say, "Screw that meal. I mean, I'm going to the track."
Yeah. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Cheeseburgers at Lebanon Valley are cheap. I'm going.
Yeah. But we are. I mean, the food concession, Lebanon Valley, is cheap.
Yep.
I was talking to a racer who went to another track a couple weeks ago, and they went and got a cheeseburger, and they spent $6.50, and they had to pay tax on it too.
Really.
Yep. So
Real.
Lebanon Valley is overall best value around without a doubt.
Yep. Yep. Looking forward to it.
Yep.
Good stuff. All right. So this weekend you're kicking it off.
Yep.
Am I right in saying Gamblers race on Saturday, Gamblers race on Sunday, and swap meet on Sunday?
Swap meet on Sunday. Yep. Yep.
Excellent.
Yep. It's,
And what's the, not that I want to put the hex on you, but what's the weather looking like this weekend? Yeah, you don't even bother looking, right? It's just
you know what? It just
on Friday,
doesn't-
figure it out, right?
Who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
Friday
Yeah.
looks pretty good for the track rental. Looks like we may get some showers Friday night, possibly into Saturday morning.
Yep.
We'll have to see what the temperature is Saturday morning,
Sure.
and if it's still raining or not. You just never know anymore.
Right.
The way Saturday's been going, I would think it's got to be pretty good for us because we've got rain. I mean, how many Saturdays can you really get rained out?
Yeah. Sooner or later, it's got to
Mother
stop.
Nature's
Right?
just got to stop at some point. She got to
Let's
say,
just
okay.
hope it just doesn't move to a Friday or a Sunday.
Yeah, she got to say, we're not playing with these guys no more. We did enough to them.
Yeah. Right.
So,
Good deal. Well, listen, best of luck to your opening weekend.
thank you.
Best of luck to your season.
Thank you.
And I look forward to coming up there and having a beer with you.
I look forward to you coming. I'm not the shortest guy on this property now.
I gotta tell you, I think you're shorter than me, bud.
No. We're
I-
gonna measure up. Yeah.
All right, all
We
right.
Yeah,
start.
all right.
We need
There
to start.
go.
We should start a pool.
Yeah,
Kind of like the guessing game for the divisional entries. We should do a who is shorter pool.
I gotta tell you, let's take some bets. Maybe
So let's throw one-on-one's not fun.
I agree.
You got to have a threesome.
Okay.
You got to throw Steve Rhodes in there. What? No, Steve?
All right. So at the divisional, we have to stay 6 feet apart until the divisional, so no one can really see. And at the divisional, we're gonna have a 3-way height off.
There we go.
I like it. Good stuff.
I'll
I
get
get
one of
my
those medical
inverted feeder
scales
table now. Start
with the
stretching
measuring
out.
stick.
Oh my God.
And we all got to do it in our socks too, because I know you'll put on some platforms.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. Well, listen, best of luck to you. And
Thank you
we
guys.
will see
Appreciate
soon,
everything you
my
guys
friend.
do for the racing community and getting the word out there and promoting
Hey, we appreciate you coming on the show and sharing info with us. It's what makes us want to be seen. So to
Good.
speak.
Good.
And putting up with our stupidity.
Yeah.
And there's
we're all
plenty.
there,
There's
man.
no shortage of that. That's for sure.
Well,
All right, you little friggin' midget.
All right, guys. You have
I'll
a good
see you in a
night.
couple
all right,
weeks.
Wayne,
All right. Bye.
have a great night.
Take care, buddy. All right, so the three-way measure up, I guess we'll call it.
All right, I'll start a thing.
I hate to say it, but I think Steve Rhodes got us beat. I'm confident I'm taller than Wayne. I'm definitely confident on that.
All right, who are we gonna have people Venmo, you or me?
You, I want no part of
All right,
it. we gotta do like odds and stuff. Now, I guess there's no odds, right? Because we're all short.
just you pick the person
Yep.
and you throw in whatever you want. A buck, $5, doesn't matter.
And then the tallest person should be able to keep all the money, I think.
Yeah, I would say winner take all.
This is great.
I'll come up with an official measuring device.
All right,
somehow.
all right. We could do it in the new
Otherwise, I can come up with something stupid. I had the time to come up with something stupid.
yeah, we could do it in the new memorabilia shop. We could have the official measuring. I keep
If
wanting
we
to
had,
say
you know
Wade.
what? Actually, if we can get Steve's wife to come, she's a nurse. She could be our official.
You know who else is a nurse, don't you?
I know. That's where I was going to go with next. If she can't come, then we have Bree be the official. We
Yep.
need to have a nurse as the official. We could only provide the people and the stuff, but we need
Right.
to have an official for the contest.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
You know, this is how stupid things get started. This is very similar to
Yeah.
how
This
How
is
the
going to be
guessing
very
game gets
stupid. So
Guess the correct number of entries. What, 4 years ago now? I think
yeah,
started with, "Hey, you got a T-shirt you want to give?"
yeah. Unreal. Good stuff. All right. Well, what do we got? We got North Carolina.
4 wides in Charlotte this weekend. Bob Bender's en route back to the East
Yeah, his
Coast.
friggin' world tour is coming to an end. But I got to tell you,
Well, for that part of the country.
yep.
So and pretty much his fuel pump took a dump on him. It's only putting out like 2
I
psi
think he
versus
said it was 2 pounds by the end
yeah.
of the trip. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, he goes, the fuel cell was full, but he did a fuel pressure check on it and it was only putting out around 2 psi.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have the 4 wides this weekend. Lebanon Valley opens up their season this weekend.
Yep. NED opened up last weekend.
They did. They had Central Mass Drag Racers, Gino
I saw
Picozzi.
Gino took home a trophy. Very cool.
Yep, he won. Yeah, the weather over here was a little,
Yeah.
but they managed to get it in.
Awesome. Good
Um,
stuff.
Scott Farley's actually en route to Charlotte right now with his Top Fuel dragster.
Very cool.
So obviously rooting on Scott Rod Racing.
Local guy. Yep.
Yep. And Elijah and I are heading to Virginia on Saturday.
Excellent.
Yeah. So we'll start the great health hunt / Barnes relocation process.
Excellent.
Yeah. Billy Kleinsman's going to be back next Tuesday. I
Great.
will attempt to do it via my phone. If not, then you'll have to wave your magic wand over it.
Okay.
But it's always cool. We haven't talked to Billy in a couple of years, but it's always fun to talk to Billy because the kid is like, what, 22, 23 maybe?
Yep.
And he's a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know how old he is, but he has the knowledge of someone that's been in the sport for about 150 years.
Yep.
Very
So,
cool.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Good stuff.
So, Rhodes said, are you talking? Hold on. Feet taller by a hair.
and I have no hair, so that's impressive.
So Steve, if you're still listening, you got to get your wife to come. If your wife can't come, you need to let me know so we can have Pete's wife stand in as the medical official,
That's right.
medical referee. Medical referee, I like that. That's
Yeah.
better. But he said Steve said it's gonna rain. That's all he said. I don't know where the hell he's talking about. Probably Charlotte.
Maybe Charlotte, yeah, because you had posted that they're giving the sportsman racers more
One extra
back
day.
out or something.
Yeah, yeah, it'll withdraw. So we're starting to, as weird as it sounds, of being only knocking on the end of April,
Yep.
getting into the heart of the season already, pretty much.
Well, it's the pros definitely get the ball rolling early. But yeah, I mean, I would have to say, especially for Division One, Memorial Day, it's always the kickoff.
Right. Yeah. It seemed like it was a late start for some reason this year. Maybe it's just because I had such a screwed up end of the year.
Yeah, and Easter's early, which makes it seem like it's just it's a weird. What really sucks is like when you have a couple of days where it's 60, 70 degrees out in
Yeah.
like early March, like you think you're right there, and then you snap back into reality, and it feels like it just drags to turn the corner, But I
Well,
feel
it's
like
like
it's
before
quiet.
before I got hurt, I would talk to my friends that live down south. They're like, "Oh, hey, how's the weather up in New Hampshire?" I'm like, "It's 40 degrees and it's March, and I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and sneakers out on my back deck shoveling the snow off it so I can get ready for spring."
Right?
And they're like, "You people up there just are not right." I'm
It's
like, "Yeah,
crazy.
we know."
It's crazy. Ugh.
So, but he was talking about Charlotte, he said.
Yeah, I figured. Yep.
So, let's see. Yeah, Bob Gaetano says Pete taller by a hair.
All
Sue
right.
said no shoes. Yep. And Jared, I know I'm not the shortest at any of the
That's for
divisionals.
sure.
You and me both, Jared.
I got to tell you, so far I'm in the lead, huh?
I think so.
Could you imagine me being in the lead of a who's taller contest? Who would have thought this day would ever come?
And I know I gotta look at you like this.
Well, if you look through your bifocals, I'll look taller. It'll be perfect.
Very true.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting away for. We're gonna be gone for 7 days. Looking forward to it. Unfortunately, Tony can't go. But Elijah and I are we haven't had a boys getaway since he
Good.
was 10 years old and we went to the Rolex for a week. So
Awesome. Very cool.
yeah. So looking forward to it. And I love DC and we're gonna spend we leave Boston early at like 6:30 Saturday morning. We arrive in uh DC at about 8:30. We're gonna
Yeah.
get our rental car. We're gonna go over to Arlington and go sightseeing at the cemetery because he wants to do that again. And then we'll drive down to Virginia Beach. It's about a 3 or so hour drive.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back on Friday, ditch the rental car, go to the hotel, get rid of our luggage, and then we're gonna go to the National Mall and hang out there.
Awesome.
And then we fly back Saturday afternoon. So
Very cool.
yeah, looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Sounds
But
like it's time.
oh yeah, so definitely it's so time for a getaway. Like I said,
Yep.
it's just too bad the three of us can't go, but it is what it is.
Right.
So, but I want to thank Wayne Delmonte for coming on and hanging out. I appreciate his time. It's always fun to talk about Lebanon Valley and talk
Yep.
with Wayne. And we have such a great relationship with that track. It's so cool that basically whatever we need, they'll help us out with.
And one of the things I love about interviewing Wayne is that he always gives kudos to all the people that work at the track.
Right.
He
Instead of
always and he
me.
always talks about Howard, and that's really cool. I mean, we are anyone who's ever been to the track knows how hard everyone there works. Honestly, it could probably be said for most of the tracks. It's just we're fortunate enough to kind of get the inside scoop as to what goes on at Lebanon Valley because of our relationship with him.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear him give praise to the people around him, and it's kind of refreshing. Looking forward to being up there.
Absolutely. Now, before we get out of here, real quick, what is your racing schedule look like? Because I know you've been kind of back and forth
So
on it a little bit.
my racing schedule this year is probably going to be 80% Lebanon Valley. I might try if I could get out with the car, put some laps on it, and I could get into the Epping National with a grade 2, which unfortunately it looks like in years past we've been able to do that. Then I might take a stab at the National. I will probably most likely definitely be going to the Epping Divisional.
Right.
Definitely going to the Lebanon Valley Divisional.
Okay.
And then I want to do the Super Street races at Lebanon Valley. And my son wants to do a lot of racing up at Lebanon Valley. So right now, my priority would just be family racing together, being up there and having a good time.
Very cool. And obviously, you're gonna, if everything goes well with the car and stuff, you'll be at the Dusen race.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'd like to do Night of Fire. I'd like to do I don't Chris, I'm over the traveling thing. And I would never badmouth Division One. I would never badmouth going after a championship and all the .90 and stock and super stock. I mean, that's still awesome racing. But the way I'm situated now for the amount of time that I have to dedicate towards racing, I don't want to spend half the time traveling. I want to go an hour and 45 minutes to a well prepped track and have a good time. And I want to race with my son.
Very cool.
I want to be there if he has any issues. He helps me, and that's kind of where my priorities are right now.
Nice. Now, has Brennan done any improvements to his Monte Carlo?
Well, one of the reasons, and I could actually blame Wayne for this, one of the reasons why I just barely made it here on time is because we're in the process of putting a roll bar in its car.
Oh, nice.
Because on the last race of the year, you know how you get those mine shaft conditions where it's really cool and everything's going fast.
Well, he
Well,
was knocking. What was he knocking on?
well, he was past it. Wayne was nice enough to let him finish the day. But the car needs a roll bar at 1150, and his last dial in was 1143, which the car was running 70s and 80s all summer, so it wasn't an issue. It just turned out that on that last day it went quick, and you know how I am with the safety stuff. If it's even on the borderline of needing it,
It's going in.
I'll take a chance if I have to. I'm not worried about it, but I'm not taking a chance with my kid. If he needs it, it's going in, and that's that.
Now, is he going to run points, or is he going to do a little bit of
I
everything?
think he is. Hopefully he doesn't get disgusted. The more you're at the track, I mean, I've seen veteran racers. I mean, people that have been bracket racing for 10 or 15 years go months without getting out of the first round. It just happens. And I hope, obviously, that doesn't happen to him. And if it's inevitably everyone gets into a rut, it's just the way it is. Hopefully, he could notch some wins under his belt before that happens, because I just don't want him to get disgusted.
Right, you want to keep him inspired.
That's all. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's a realist. He knows that he's not going to go up there and win every round every day. But the first couple of years that you join points and you run with the people that have been doing it for a long time, it could humble you quickly.
Yes.
I can tell you, as someone that ran Super Street in the divisionals for the better part of 15 years, coming up there and just running in the Super Street crowd at Lebanon Valley, it was the furthest thing in the world from a cakewalk. They are every bit as nasty as the people on the divisional circuit. It's we all know this sport could humble you at any given time, or most of the time. But I just don't want to see him get discouraged. So hopefully he'll get some breaks and we'll have some fun and keep on going.
Cool. Awesome. Excuse me. Sorry. All right. Well, very cool. So, like I said, next week, Billy Kleinsman from Maple Grove is going to be joining us to
Excellent.
hang out. And hope everybody, if you're headed to Charlotte, drive safe. If you're already there, enjoy yourself, have a good time, and hopefully the R word doesn't show up.
Yep.
And have a great night.
If you're headed to Lebanon Valley, be safe. If you're headed to Epping, be safe. And
Wherever you're heading, be safe.
hopefully you paid the electric bill in your lane. Not
To light
not
the
the red
cherry.
light electric bill, the wind light at the end of the track. All right, guys, have a good night.
All right, everybody. Have a great evening, and thank you again to Wayne from Lebanon Valley for coming on and hanging out with us. And
Yes,
we'll
sir.
talk to you all soon.
See you guys.
See you.